Alright YouTube, what is happening? We've got a new knife video, and it is on one of these 3 Kizer knives. But I want to give a shout out to Kizer for reaching out to me and actually sending me these knives for review. Very awesome when companies do that, because there's so many knives you want to do videos on and create videos, but you can't always afford all of them. And these are a few designs that I liked, and they sent these out to me for review, so I want to thank them. But today's video is going to be about the ZipSlip, because this was kind of the one I was most excited about, honestly. A very cool, different knife in the industry right now, and it is a collaboration with Kizer, Michael Vagnino, I'm probably saying that wrong, and Tom Ferry. And what's cool about this is it's a slip joint. It's a modern slip joint. It has a pocket clip, it has a thumb hole for one-handed opening. You can see it opens up one-handed. It does have a half stop. I'm looking at you, Benchmade. What's awesome about this, it has Michael's design here is what they call an ever flush lock bar, not a lock bar, back bar. So the only other slip joint I have right now is going to be this Victorinox, but you can see here, and this doesn't have a half stop. But when I pull the knife out like that, you can see how this back bar kind of sits up. It's not flush until I fully open the blade. If it had a half stop, it would even still be up like this. That's how most GCs and such are. But it doesn't. It sticks up. What's great about this ZipSlip is it has this, no matter what, that back bar is always flush. The action also helps with the one-handed opening. Most slip joints are going to have to be two-handers. Like, that's why they have nail nicks on them. So you can grab them. Sometimes you can pinch them, but it's still going to be you holding a knife like this and then opening like that. There's very few that have thumb studs or anything like that to open it. And typically it's because you're fighting that lock bar or that back pressure there. What's nice about this is it's actually very smooth and it opens up very nicely with one hand, which is really cool. Because I've always been a fan of slip joints, done lots of slip joint videos, but a few things I don't like about them is the lack of one-handed opening. It's never been about the lock, because you don't technically really need a locking knife for an EDC if you're realistic of what you're really doing with your knives. Now, if you're an outdoors guy and you're doing stuff like that, then a fixed blade's still a better choice, because the locks can still fail no matter what. What's great about this knife is it doesn't have a locking mechanism, but it does have the ability to open one-handed, and it also has a pocket clip, so you can still carry this knife like you would a locking knife. You don't have to, kind of just slip it in a leather slip or slip it in your pocket. And those are things that I always just didn't love about slip joints. Why I stopped kind of carrying sacks and other slip joints is because of the two-handed opening, lack of pocket clip. So this fixes both of those things. Plus, it's very easy to open with one hand. You have S35, so it's a modern blade still, not like a 1095 high carbon like most slip joints are. And then it has nice titanium handles. And a titanium slip joint from like a custom maker is going to cost you quite a bit of money. These come in at $144, so they're very reasonable. They also, a buddy of mine had a G10 version, which I haven't actually seen for sale anywhere, that had VG10 steel, and I don't know if they're doing a Vanguard lineup of this. Maybe they are. And so far, the only one I've seen is this titanium version, which I really, really like. Now, it's a pretty small knife. Give you a comparison. Here is the Ferrum Forge Mass Drop Gent, which is a favorite of mine. And I'm out of the... Sorry about that. There we go. And then the small Sebenza, of course, the go-to small knife for me and for a lot of knife guys. Is the small Sebenza. So it's about the same size. The blade is actually 2.8 inches. It's not even, so it's under 3 inches. So it is favorable for people that have strict knife laws, like they can't have a locking knife and they can't have a blade over 3 inches. This fits both those bills. Your overall length is 6.83 inches. Your blade width is 0.875. Your blade thickness is 0.12. It is a 3.99 inch, almost exactly 4 inches, and it's pretty thin in the handle thickness here. Let's find out. Yeah, 0.36 at the widest point. So very slim carry. Weighs only 3.5 ounces, 3.15, excuse me, ounces. So very small, lightweight, good, just everyday carry, very friendly, you know, kind of neutral knife. I mean, you can anywhere you could, even if you can even carry a knife, even if it has to be a slip joint or what, this is a great choice. But even if it's, I've been carrying this one a lot as my EDC lately, and it's been doing just fine at everything I need to do, and it doesn't lock. Crazy concept, right? So I might do a whole other video about that whole concept of you know, this is more, to me, a more of a tool than it is like a fidget toy or, you know, a flipper that you're just constantly doing this to. And I am so 100% guilty of doing this, where I carry knives like this and I'm sitting flipping them all the time. And they cut things and they do things, but this to me is more of a tool. You're not gonna, I mean, you could sit here and, you know, do this kind of opening, but more so it's more of a tool that you're gonna use on a daily basis. To cut, you know, for me, I use my EDC knife to cut up food, to, you know, open boxes, just basic, simple stuff. I work in an office. This is a perfect office gentleman's style knife, in my opinion. So, very, very cool design from Kizer and Michael Vagnino. I really dig it. You have a flat ground blade. It would be nice if it was full flat, but it is flat ground, and it has kind of a stone washing type finish on it. There's still a little bit of food residue on there. Actually, need to clean that. Now, what's also nice, the half stop's kind of like a, not quite half. Half would be like right there. It's a little less, but it still has it, which I think is great. One thing I didn't like about the Benchmade Proper, I think it's called, their slip joint is it didn't have a half stop at all. That kind of irritated me for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just so used to regular traditionals that always have them. Even the only ones that don't really are your Swiss Army knives. So, but I dig this knife. I think it's very cool. I think it's not terribly thick behind the. I mean, not terribly thin. It's not bad. That was one thing I wish they would have gone with. Is most slip joints. So it's 0.27, 0.02. No, that's not it. That's, sorry, I'm going too high up. So 0.0250 is where I'm coming at. So it's pretty thin. It's not exceptionally thin. Like most slip joints are going to be just crazy thin behind the edge. And they're very, very good slicers. Let's look at this Victorinox, for example. Yeah, that's less than, it's 0.019. So big difference there. Very thin, but look how thin the blade stock is compared to this Kizer. It's quite a bit thicker. So I kind of wish they would have gone thinner on the blade stock. That would have been nice, and then have a little bit, you know, thinner behind the edge. But it's a good cutter. It does well. This forward finger choil is perfect, by the way. It works so good, and it also works well with the slip joint design that you're not going to shut this on your finger, because it's not, I mean, you might pinch your finger more you're going to ever shut it. But if you have that forward choil activated or using that, you're not going to be able to shut that knife. And even without using the choil and just using the handle, 4 inches is about, you know, what you're going to get a 4-finger grip on if you have a medium-sized hand like me. So overall, a very cool design. I like it quite a bit. I'm stoked I got to try one. I want to again thank Kizer for sending this in for review, and I highly recommend it for 144 bucks. I think it's a great EDC knife if you like slip joints and want to try like a more modern style. This is probably my favorite one out in the market right now, because it checks all the boxes. There's nothing really it doesn't do right. So, and it looks really good at the same time. So I definitely highly recommend the Kizer ZipSlip. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you on the next one.